in English it is hard to say it, but it is possible. What Adi Shankara says here is very useful, is that your body is the temple of God, which is what the Bible says also. And the life that is enshrined in that temple is God itself. So life is God. It's a question of realizing it. So the question comes, again Shankara says that, what will change when you realize God? Nothing will change. It's just that your view of that has altered. That remains the same. So it is not that the world changes for you because you have now realized God, but you change. Your idea of what the world changes. So that is because you have realized God within you. And that realization is the highest state of reason. So the one who has attained the greatest state of reason understands God. One who is an idiot argues about it endlessly. God is not found in argument. You may win the argument too. If the advocate of the truth on the other side is poor, you can defeat. But that is not realizing God. God is realized in silence and within oneself. It is life that is God. You breathe because you're God. The breathing is God. The seeing is God. What you see is not you that is seeing. It is God who sees through you. That's why you become moral. That's why you don't destroy somebody else's property, kill somebody. Something in you changes. Something in you stops. That's called conscience. If there was no God, there would be no conscience. You know God through conscience. That is not intellect. It is your inner eye, you can say. For example, how can one know God is a question. Is another way to ask the same question. Do you know through intellect or do you know through something else? That could be the question. So imagine that you are flying in the air and that you have moved away from Earth, say 100,000 miles away from Earth, 200,000 miles, a million miles, 2 million miles away. Just you can imagine that in your mind. So what will you find there? You'll find darkness where the sun's light is not reaching anymore. And you'll find utter cold climate, which is freezing cold. You'll die actually. But suppose you are able to be there. And then what will you hear? Nothing. So it is an eternal night. And it is an endless darkness. It is utter silence. And it is cold. That is the true form of the cosmos. Wherever there is a star, it illuminates whatever is around the star. It is the sun. That light is life. The rest of the universe is dark. It's an unending darkness. So if I say that that's where you find God, you will say, no, I don't see anything here. It's a vacuum. That's what you would say. So you go there, it is totally dark, it's utterly cold and deathly silence. And then you say, it is vacuum, there is no God here. The question is that how do you know that there is a vacuum? How do you know it is cold? How do you know it's dark? Who is telling you this? That voice inside which tells you this is God. That is the voice of God. Your conscience, your awareness, your consciousness, that is God. And so that which listens through you, that which sees through you, that which exists in you is God.